Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good wait. Samurai Sam has resubscribed with Amazon Prime or Prime Gaming or whatever it's called. Sam, hit the button. The purple button that did the thing. Thank you, Sam. We are off to New York City for today's daily challenge, where destinations will be more likely to be doubled, and none of them will be circles. So that's nice. Everyone always talks about the small town charm of New York City. I've actually had people say that New York is the biggest small town in the world, which doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense, but I'm sure it's fine. Oh, goodness. We have some orange over here, some orange over here. When people say that, they are saying New York City when they mean Manhattan, which is what people do. Listen, whenever anyone talks about New York, they're talking about Manhattan. We've established this. There is one city in New York City. It's Manhattan. Hey, wait a second. Friends, guys, team, I have to question your decisionations here with the, okay, listen. There. God. Everything got all confabulated. That's the word that makes sense. Nora, what are you doing? Okay, she's playing with a cat toy. How dare she? How dare the cat play with the clearly intended obvious cat toy on the floor? Oh, it's adorable. It's one of those little pyramid things with the balls that are in tracks along the bases of the pyramid. She's just batting at the balls and chasing them, which is exactly what it's designed to do. This is the most I've ever seen her play with this. It's kind of adorable. So if you can hear it, I'm sorry. I'm not doing anything to stop it, because again, it's adorable. She's a tiny little murder machine. She's trying to murder the pieces of plastic, but she won't. Mostly because she can't. Because they're trapped in a thing, thereby creating the tension and the attention and the cat toy. I don't know why I'm doing my Ryan Stiles as Carol Channing impression. It's gotten pretty bad over the years. Okay, I'll stop. All right, can we go north of Central Park, please? At any point? Oh God, she's... All right, you know those easy buttons that, like, Staples has? You remember the easy button commercials? I have a recordable easy button, and I recorded it. I managed to record Nora meowing, which is very adorable. However, when Nora leans on the button, thereby creating a repeating soundtrack to my life that just goes, meow, meow. You know, the progression from normal human to crazy cat person is... It's like a rock going downhill. It starts very slowly, then all of a sudden, oh wait, this is going very quickly and there's nothing we can do to stop it anymore. I think we may have hit the snowball moment. An insanity avalanche is happening? I don't know. Toxoplasmosis rules everything around me, is what I'm getting at. Toxoplasmosis rules everything around me is the title of the episode? I don't know, maybe. It seems funny. Plus, I get to use the word toxoplasmosis, which is always good. Real feline heads know what I'm talking about. Oh, God. All right. So we got this orange house going up here into this orange business, this pink coming over to here. It is Tuesday, my friends. Happy Tuesday. I hope... wait a second. I just realized we can do this and get this green involved going over to here. You know, for all the good that's going to come out of having a third greenhouse support a green square in a land with no circles and everything being super duper close together. It doesn't necessarily make sense, but again, it'll be fine. This will all be fine. Except, you know, for all of the parts of it that aren't fine. But, yeah, we don't have to care about those parts. Those parts don't matter. You come over to here, go off that away. We'll send you down here. Once again, oranges and greens living together. All sorts of love and beauty and harmony going on here. These are actually, like, especially these two, but yeah, this is all just kind of fine right now. Eventually, I'm sure the train tracks here will cause a problem and maybe this double plaza will get mad about stuff, but it doesn't necessarily feel like a terribly taxing situation at the moment, which, you know, I might as well just say what could possibly go wrong, given how much I'm jinxing myself. But at the same time, what could possibly go wrong? Seriously now. We're already in a good space with road tiles even, so, like, I don't know, it's New York. There are lots of bridges in New York, by which I mean there are lots of bridges going on and off of Manhattan. So, listen, I'm sure there's a lovely bridge in the Bronx that someone who lives in the Bronx will tell me about. But at the same time, there are plenty of bridges in New York, by which I mean on and on to the island of Manhattan. We'll send another pink going over to here, and we do have a motorway, so let's take these 3 yellows and do our favorite thing to do in New York, which is to build a highway that goes directly over Central Park. That's very funny to me. Just, you know, listen, Andrew Cuomo's going to be the mayor of New York City, and there are 2 things I know about Andrew Cuomo. One, he's a sex-pesty shitbag who was and should have remained rightfully drummed out of politics, but is instead going to be... Manhattan is totally an island. I don't know what you're talking about, Sam. Don't confuse me. I know things. Now I think I know things. Anyway, so there are 2 things I know about Andrew Cuomo. There are 3 things I know about Andrew Cuomo, actually. One, he's a horrible sex pest shitbag who was and should have remained rightfully drummed out of politics on account of being a horrible sex pest shitbag. 2, he's going to be the mayor of New York City. 3, he hates New York City. These are the 3 things I know about Andrew Cuomo. It's very confusing to me. If you look at a map of New York from sufficiently zoomed out, it looks like Manhattan is not an island, but it is in fact an island. There was some kerfuffle about exactly how accessible they should make that island, and whether or not, or exactly how much, or when we should start implementing the policy that people should pay for the privilege of accessing that island via their motorized vehicles. I remember this. I don't even live in New York City. Here's the beautiful thing about living within, 7,000 miles of New York City, and without doxing myself, I will confess, I live within 7,000 miles of New York City. The thing about living within 7,000 miles of New York City is that, kinda without any intentional direction on my part, and whether or not you ever want to, you're going to know at least a little bit about the day-to-day goings-on of life in New York City. So, yeah, I can tell you that Andrew Cuomo is going to be the mayor of New York City, even though he's a horrible sex pest shitbag who was and should have remained rightfully drummed out of politics. And also about congestion pricing. Listen, it does nothing for my life to know that Kathy Hochul is an ineffectual twit, but we know these things. Is it Kathy? Now I'm not 100% sure about her first name. I know she's an ineffectual twit, though, and that's the point. Alright, we've got another train station over here. I think this greenhouse, this third greenhouse, is just kind of surplus to requirements for going down that way. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run this right here off this way. We're going to create a perfectly cromulent traffic light. It's going to unite this road with this house going that way. And then we're going to have you come down here. Actually, you know what? Thing that might be better for stuff. We're going to have you come down here. There. Everything's better now. Oh, good afternoon, Sunflare Space. Sunny is at work, which is a shame, but hey, at least you are observing and experiencing Gimmimimim, which is nice. Sam says if in American politics, if someone in a family has political success, then everyone in their family has political success. That is true. That is called nepotism. This is why we've had 2 damn presidents named Bush. We had 2 damn presidents named Bush, and neither one of them was on one tree hill. It's a damned shame. Anyway, so we got this yellow business over here, and we got this yellow business over here. So, well, I was going to do one thing. Let's do a different thing. We're going to have this house come up here, avoid the water there, and go into this business. Meanwhile, you will come up this way and swing this. That's dedication, Sonny. If you're using precious cell time, if you're occupying space on the European cell phone network for the right and privilege of watching Gimmimimim, that is true and loyal fandom or something. You come up here, swing that away. I was gonna do some wibbly wobbly wonky bullshit, and honestly, maybe I still should. Should I maybe still do some wibbly wobbly wonky bullshit? Yeah, let's do some wibbly wobbly wonky bullshit. Alright, so we're gonna stick around about right the fuck here, which is a truly terrible idea. But follow me, hear me out here. Hold on. We're gonna take motorway number 2 and toss it. Actually, wait, hold on. You go back that way. We're gonna take this blue house. We're gonna create this connection before we move the road, which then means that it doesn't, because when I moved it over here, it wanted to eliminate this tile, and we wouldn't have been able to make this connection. So what we've done is motorway number 2 here goes into this roundabout, which then goes either to this business or to this business. So these 5 blue houses are charged with the support of these 2 blue businesses, which is good and fine. Let's see here. Let's take... I've got 1 Singleton traffic light still lying around. We'll take a roundabout. And now, because I didn't take the... because I didn't motorway these blues over to here, I still have an extra special spare motorway with which I might... Is there anything I want to do other than what I think I'm going to do? I think we're just gonna... Is there any chance that this house all by itself can... No, I don't think this house all by itself can sustain this business. I think that's bad and I shouldn't consider it. Alright. Well, then, that being the case, for the moment, this house all by itself shall sustain this business, which is somehow better. Don't ask me how. It just is. Also, hi there, more yellows. Why do we have more yellows, I ask? So we'll do this. These 2 yellows will come up here, support this yellows. And then, we kinda sorta gotta do something as regards this yellow over here. And what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna stick ourselves another roundabout right here. And we're going to have a western spur and a southwestern spur for these 2 yellow houses. An eastern spur go off that way. So now these 2 yellows will support this business. These 2 yellows down here will support this business. This orange square is still kind of getting overfucked, honestly. Like, hold on. Friend, is there anything better we can do for you? I think there might be something better we can do for you. Huh. Well, if you 2 are going off that, yeah, we don't need this orange house for this orange business, but I kinda, well, what I want to do is get this orange house up this way, but there doesn't appear to be a way to do that while still allowing this greenhouse to get over to this business. So, for the moment, that will have to be a problem for future me. Samurai Sam has redeemed. Goog recaps the plot and would like for the Goog to recap the plot of Twilight, which, oh boy, Twilight we'll go with is. I don't know. I don't think the lady is still writing Twilights or anything, but we'll go with is. It's fine. So Twilight is a trilogy. I believe it's a trilogy of books. I think it was a trilogy of movies about a lady named Bella Swan, I think. That sounds right. Who lives in Forks, Washington, which is a real place that actually exists. Lovely town, apparently. Probably experiencing a great deal of increased tourism over the past decade or so. How worried should I be about this pink train station? I'm gonna go with not, actually. I was originally thinking a little, but on further inspection, at present, I'm gonna go with not. Yeah, I think the correct amount of worried here is not. Okay. I reserve the right to revisit that, just in case anything fucky happens. For the moment, I'm gonna go with not. Alright. These two orange houses here. Actually, these two orange houses can just kind of chill. These two orange houses, we're gonna take motorway number 4 and go way the hell over that way. It's gonna have to be fine. Additionally, oh, hi. Oh, it has suddenly ceased to be fine. Okay. Motorway number 4 is gonna have to do that. And, well, we might be in trouble here. We might be in a fair whack of difficulty, actually. Because we gotta get blues over to here. We gotta get more oranges over to here. Uh-oh. Is it bridge time? Is it mute the mic so I can sneeze time? Well, it was definitely mute the mic so I can sneeze time. That time has passed. Now it is recover from the sneeze time. Does that involve another sneeze? Hold on. At least for the moment, it did not. Oh, God, now I'm sniffy. Okay. Right, problems. I forgot about the problems. Okay. Well, balls and pants. So, we've got all of these dark blues. Hold on here. This doesn't seem like I don't think this should be a major problem. I might be freaking out about nothing here. If you go over there, you go there. Now we have 2 oranges, and 5 dark blues coming together at a place. And that place is a place of love and friendship? That doesn't sound right. What about... Okay. What if we toss a roundabout in here? You go down there. You go there. Go there. And then you go there. So, and then we follow that up with this. So the 6 of you take motorway number 2 into this double plaza. service this business and this business exclusively. The 5 of you take motorway number 4 into the first of 2 roundabouts. This is kind of resembling an eldritch horror monster, and yet I sort of think it works. Am I crazy? Does this sort of work? Have I... Wait. I have not fully solved the problem. Or rather, there is an additional, as yet unsolved problem. However, that problem can be solved with road. Because this can come all the way down here. It would actually be better to do this, wouldn't it? Yeah! Okay. So these 4 orange houses can take this exceedingly long road, go up into the southern end of this. These... Alright, this is not a problem, actually, because we can just chop that. Like, we're not going to need more than 4 houses for this square. You're never going circular or nothing, so this is going to be just fine. And if this is just fine, I think all of that's just fine. And honestly, this, we can kill that spur, by the way. This business being pink is kind of okay, because these pinks were already going up that way to support all of this. You being orange is kind of okay, honestly. Like, I don't even necessarily mind that. I do think I might have created a bit of a yellow nightmare. Like, okay, there might be just a touch of saffron fuckery going on, actually. Because, like, we've got, like, okay, so this yellow business is isolated all by itself, but I have 2 different yellow businesses that are sort of both smushed together into this, which means that, like, this yellow house and this yellow house and these yellow houses all think that they're in charge of these 2 yellow businesses. And that could definitely create problems. I don't think it is creating problems, but I definitely think it could create problems. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see if shit goes bad. Let's hope it doesn't. Additionally, this blue can extend that away. Hop on motorway number 2, support this blue, which will be fine. You remember earlier when I said that I didn't need to be worried about this pink train station? Turns out I maybe should have been just like a little more worried about that pink train station. So what we're going to do is we're going to steal a house from this pink business. And for the moment at least, this pink business is gonna fly solo. And now with 2 houses, I'm going to go back to my previously stated position, which is that I don't have to give a fuck about this pink train station. I don't have to think about this pink train station anymore for the rest of my life. You're orange. That's probably bad, honestly. Like, I don't think we needed more orange for this situation. I think more orange just hurts things. So, lovely. Let's steal another orange from here. Can we steal another orange from there? I think we can steal another orange from there. So these, yeah, we'll steal another orange from here. Because, like, I'm stealing an orange from this, ultimately. And this is just fine. Also, I don't need 3 orange houses going to this train station it can get by with 2. So what we've got is... Yeah, what we've got is 1, 2, 3, 4 oranges coming from the southwest, and then 1, 2 more oranges coming from the up here. And so collectively that's 6 oranges, which are currently supporting 1, 2, 3, 4 orange businesses. So, might be a problem. Might be an issue. I'm just going to preemptively separate these 2 oranges. If I get another motorway, I might see about off-chopping 1 or more or all of these, actually. Do I want to... Would it be better to throw these 5 into the mix? I don't think it would. I think that would go poorly, actually. All right, everybody go. This green train station's getting a little bit bogged, but, well, hold on. You remember that thing I was just saying about if I get another motorway? Well, I just got another motorway. So if we motorway these 2 oranges over to here, that means that now we have... yeah, you might as well just do that. Also, you have gotten that together, which is probably fine, actually. You being green, because it means we can just do that. If we just do that, there, now you're all on the same road. Okay. Sonny says apparently a cool baseball thing happened on Sunday. I think Sunday was the day the Nationals turned a triple play that shouldn't have been called as a triple play. That might be the thing to which you're referring. Sunday might have been the day Eugenio Suarez hit 4 home runs in a losing effort for the Diamondbacks. That might be the thing you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Sonny. Some stuff happened. Stuff usually happens. All right. This yellow business is actually deceptively fucky. Like, well, actually, I guess we can just redraw this. Because the issue is these yellow houses here can't spawn anywhere north. Like, I can't point that away. So, what we can do, though, is just have these 2 do this, and this orange road go a little bit further around the horn. And that should generally be fine. More specifically, this blue business is going to wind up being fucked because it only has 1 house and its support is 1,000 miles away. So, you know, that's bad, to be clear, for this blue business. Don't like it. Matter of fact, do I want to... no. I was thinking maybe I might want to steal some more blue from somewhere. While I'm possessed, by the way, of all the road tiles in the world, I'm just going to add this dark blue house to this situation. Just get another dark blue to support the 1, 2 dark blue businesses that are being supported here. Additionally, I mean, I could loop from this roundabout up and over into this double plaza, but that would just recomplicate the orange issue, which I have only recently cleared up. So what I think I'm going to do instead is... well, first I'm going to put this orange house over here. These oranges are working out fairly nicely all of a sudden, which is good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to steal these 2 blues from this. And instead, we're going to have you two take motorway number 6 up over to here. Something happened in the Phillies and Cubs game. Was that the game that was like 19-11 or something stupid? There was a game not too recently where like the Phillies scored 10 runs in an inning and then the Cubs scored 10 runs in an inning. And yeah, that sounds right. That might have been Sunday. That was pretty cool. Hi there, blue bastardry. Why are you doing this? You blue... Alright, well, you know what? Here, let's move that motorway and get this going there. Because now we have 2 blue houses. And if we have 3 blue houses, okay. Alright, this business is now totally fine. This business is now totally fine. I foresee no difficulty for you. You can come over to here. Matter of fact, let's do this and then that. There. I'm a real smarty now. We'll do that. Chop all of this garbage. Cool. So tiny little motorway number 6 gets over to here. Great job. Twilight. So there's this girl named Bella. She lives in Forks, Washington. She's played by Kristen Stewart. She has a crush on a weird high school boy who's played by Robert Pattinson. And his name is Ed. And Ed and Bella are really sweet on each other, but it turns out that there's a small problem with Ed. It's that he's 30 years old, and by 30, I mean like 400. It's bad. It's not great. It's not what you want. It turns out Ed's a vampire. Oops. So, also, this is a world where vampires sparkle, which matters? I don't know. So vampires sparkle, and that's bad, but Bella really likes this boy, and he really likes her. And eventually they're like, listen, I know I'm a vampire and you're not, but we're both hot, so let's boink. And they boink. Thus concludes Twilight. I think. I don't know. Is the rest of this in sequels? I don't know. Point is, eventually they boink, and they're all happy forever, until it turns out, I was getting to Jake! Sam, you gotta let me cook! So Ed and Bella boink, and eventually, there's this motherfucker named Jake. This motherfucker named Jake is played by Taylor Lautner, and Jake's also hot, but in a different way. And Bella's like, wait, maybe I want to boink Jake. And she thinks about boinking Jake. And I think maybe she and Ed break up. I think she and Ed break up at some point. I'm just going to call him Ed because it's funny. So Bella and Ed break up at some point, and Bella boinks Jake for a while. And that's nice and fun and different. But eventually she's like, I actually want to boink Ed. Did I mention that Jake's a werewolf? Yeah, Jake's a werewolf. Did I mention that vampires and werewolves are like eternal blood enemies or something? Yeah, vampires and werewolves are eternal blood enemies or something. So Ed and Jake don't get along. But it turns out like Bella's really special. She's like the chosen one of the vampires and the werewolves at the same time. Bella's basically playing Skyrim, as it turns out. Bella's gonna be the guild leader of all of the guilds, even though she didn't know anything about any of them for like 15 minutes. And she's gonna wind up being the queen of the vampires and the ruler of the werewolves and the archmage of the College of Winterhold. She's gonna do all of the things. Bella Swan is playing Skyrim. I almost said Bella Thorne is playing Skyrim, and that's a different hot lady. Anyway. So Bella boinks Ed, and then Bella and Ed break up, and Bella boinks Jake, and Bella and Jake break up, and Bella goes back to Ed. We're going to take a roundabout. And the vampires and the werewolves have like an eternal blood feud or something, and there's a big super crisis, and Bella and Ed have a baby. Wait, I might have skipped some things. Yeah, I've definitely skipped some things. So there's a big super crisis, and Bella's gonna die, and then it turns out Bella doesn't die. And then there's a big super crisis, and Bella's gonna die, and it turns out Bella doesn't die. And then there's a big super crisis, and Bella's gonna die, and then it turns out Bella doesn't die. Pretty sure this happens 3 distinct times. And eventually, the vampires and werewolves learn to live together in harmony through the course of Ed and Bella's love. They basically do a Romeo and Juliet, except with a happy ending, which, you know, was always the point of Romeo and Juliet. I don't know why Shakespeare fucked this up in the first place. Bill, come on. You've got a lot to learn from E.L. Stephanie Meyer did Twilight, E.L. James did 50 Shades of Grey. I think I've got that right. I could have that wrong. It could be reversed. We might need to scratch, flip, and reverse that. I'm pretty sure Stephanie Meyer did Twilight and E.L. James did 50 Shades of Grey. We're also banning a bot, so hold on. Away you go, distinguishing stamp Z0OL. Okay, so Stephanie Meyer wrote Twilight, which is basically Romeo and Juliet if they had a happy ending. And E.L. James wrote 50 Shades of Grey, which is basically Twilight if instead of vampires, they were differently kinky. Okay. This all tracks. These yellows are kind of overfucked. Is there something I could or should be doing to help them? I mean, yes, but what? The eternal question. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to chop some of this, and we're going to do... well, first we're going to put this orange on this road. Like, there's no reason for this orange house not to be on this road. So, yep, that's drawn properly. Good job, Goog. You blue might as well spawn on this road. Should be fine. Get more support going for this business. Additionally, we can take these two yellows, who I have recently caused to be coming together. We can take them and motorway number 7 them into a wonderful question, actually. Let's redraw this. Yeah, we're going to make this go into the... No, that doesn't make sense. You can go back to being in the northern spur there. I kind of wanted to free up the southwestern spur of this, but I think instead we're going to free up the southern spur. We're going to have motorway number 7 go into the southern spur of this roundabout so that it can either go over here or go over here. Actually, you know what? We're also going to do that. So this road is hopefully only going to be used... Like, I don't want anybody cutting through... Okay, people are cutting through there. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. All right. I didn't want that to happen. Doot. There. All right. So you're here. You're the southern spur there. This pink business is dying. Well, here, have a second house. We don't need a third house for this train station. Come on now. Also, everything's just mad now. Everything's just mad and bad now, so things are falling apart at any point. So the vampires and werewolves learn to live together in perfect harmony just in time for some weird pan-vamp-werewolf conflict thing. I think there's another weird vampire-werewolf conflict thing. And it's bad, and it looks like Bella's gonna die, but then she doesn't die, and she gives birth to a baby named Esme. And Esme is played by a terrible fake CGI baby. I remember that there's a terrible fake CGI baby. Also, additionally, the moment we unpause, this yellow business is dead. So, yep. So Bella gives birth to a baby named Esme, who's played by a terrible fake CGI baby. And it turns out Jake wants to fuck that baby. Like, that's a major plot point. It's Renesmee. It's not even Esme, it's Renesmee. Oh, God. Okay, so Bella gives birth to a baby named Renesmee, who is played by a terrible fake CGI baby, and I'm not exaggerating in any sense. This is a literal factual statement. A major plot point in the Twilight books is that Jake wants to fuck that baby. And I'm not exactly sure how that gets resolved. I think they might have. I think it might be just plottily convenient that werewolves don't physically age, kind of like vampires, and in 20 years or so, Jake gets to fuck that baby. But I don't know. I'm gonna be straight with you folks. I don't know how the dangling plot thread of Jake wants to fuck that baby gets resolved, but there is a dangling plot thread that Jake wants to fuck that baby. 2892 is a pretty good score, as it turns out. It's top 3% in the world. It is significantly better than our dear friend Samurai Sam today, so we'll drop those GGs in the chat. I'm pretty sure Ed and Jake have at least like one heated discussion about Jake's fervent desire to fuck Ed's baby, but they eventually get over it. They become friends. Actually, now that I think of it, I think it's just accepted within the universe at the end of the trilogy that, you know, in 16, 18, 26 years or something, Jake's gonna fuck that baby. I don't think we even flash forward. I just think everyone agrees. Okay, well, listen, take your time, wait, and then in 20 years you can fuck the baby when she's not a baby. But, you know, half vampire baby. I don't know how half vampire babies age. Hopefully they develop, you know, minds. One can assume. Anyway, we did top 3%. That's good. Have I successfully recapped the plot of the Twilight books? I don't think I have, but I don't think there is one. Like, I think I've hit all of the major points. There's a lady named Ed. I almost said a lady named Ed. Different. There's a lady named Bella and a dude named Ed, and the dude named Ed's a vampire, and vampires glow. And there's a guy named Jake, and Jake's a werewolf, and Jake wants to fuck the baby, and yeah, that's it. This has been the _Goog recaps the plot of Twilight. I don't think I missed anything, honestly. This is a good reward. I'm so glad I did this. Oh, thank you, Samurai Sam. And now let us Wordle. Hello, friend Wordle. Alright. I suppose we can go with... Oh, we can't do Bella? Really? Fine, we'll go with Forks. It can't be Forks because that's the plural version of a 4-letter noun. Okay. But there is an S, so that's something. We've learned a thing. It could be a great many things now. Ow. It could be glass. There's absolutely nothing saying that it isn't, aside from the fact that it's not. But it could be, well, it can't be dross because there's no R, and we know, in fact, that there's an L there, so. It can't be gloss because there's no G. It does rhyme with hair, though. Unfortunate. Alright, so it can't be gloss. It can't be blass because there's no A. It could be bliss. Could absolutely be bliss. I was rather ignorant of that possibility, but it is bliss. Thank you, Sunflare Space. Thank you very much, Sunny. And now let us Time Guesser. Hello, Time Guesser. Also, the fuck? Hi. What's up, Torch Friends? Why are we soccer torching? Is this just a thing we do? Are we mad about stuff? This kind of looks like just a thing we do. That's boy. All right. So, we've got Legia, which might just mean league. The Ultras. Okay, so we're in the Ultra Conference League in Eastern Europe, maybe. This all feels very Eastern European. Imagine if I knew squads and shields and that. Do we got some Italy going? Is this... No, this isn't La Liga. So, this might be Hungary or... Anyway. So our friends here are real... I kind of like this guy in the Prosto shirt, just looking around like, huh. I did not get the invite. I wanted to light a torch. Why didn't I get to light a torch? We're just lighting torches now, huh? I feel you, guy in a Prosto t-shirt. All right, so apparently this is just a thing we do in Hungarian soccer now, which, listen, okay, I don't know, man. You do you, Budapestian soccer bros. Are Budapestian soccer bros a thing? Apparently Budapestian soccer bros are a thing. Pyromaniacal Budapestian soccer bros. Who'da thunk it? Where does the, do you have like a stadium here, Budapest? You gotta have like a soccer place, don't you? We can at least pretend that we know where we're going. If I was a pyromaniacal Budapestian soccer bro, where would I hang out? It's a good question. Let's realize that we have basically nothing to go on for this being Hungary, so it doesn't actually matter. And suggest perhaps that we are in here. We're right there with all of our pyromaniacal Budapestian soccer bros in 2024. We are not, in fact, there. This was in jolly England. Love merry old England. I missed the word Chelsea on the wall of the stadium. Oh. Well, yeah, that probably would have given it away then. Oh, well. Good job. Hold on. That means that they're migratory pyromaniacal Budapestian soccer pros. Okay. I don't ever want to be surrounded by migratory pyromaniacal Budapestian soccer bros. What have I currently penciled in as the title of the episode? Oh, toxoplasmosis rules everything around me is very funny. On the other hand, how often in life are we going to get to say the phrase migratory pyromaniacal Budapestian soccer bros? Okay. Is that even the word for people from Budapest? It probably isn't. It probably isn't. You don't want to be annoying to the people whose religion is based around Zen. You don't want to be a Budapest. All right. Anyway, so this is the illegal cafeteria shop. You know, the underground mess hall market. God. All right. Is this German? This might be German, or perhaps Swiss, given the big old cross. It's probably Swiss, given the big old cross. All right. We got the Lepsiger building in Wenzel's. Over 13,000 served. Good for you. The Rudolf Moss building. Okay. So this is like a big old town square in somewhere in Switzerland. Okay. Let's see here. Hasifa Cigaretten. So this is a cigarette shop. Yeah, people from Liverpool are called Liverpudlians. People from Boston are called Bostonians. People from New York are called New Yorkers. People from Los Angeles are called Angelinos. People from Budapest are called Budapestians. What's official? Nothing's official. American is not official. Sam, you're wrong. I think you're incorrect. God, we're somewhere in Switzerland. Speaking of being incorrect, I'm just going to unilaterally decide that we're somewhere in Switzerland, which is this one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's Switzerland. All right. We are in a big old town square in lovely Zurich. Here, we'll drop you there. As to the when of this, man, I don't know, 1939? Okay, fine. Nothing bad ever happened in 1939, right? It was 1927. Okay, so I was off. And we were in Germany, a place where they speak German, as opposed to Switzerland, a place where they speak German. Next. Hi there, dude. So my dude is in a record shop. Okay. My dude is in a record shop not in the United States. These are French? Is this French? I think this might be top. Yeah, this seems French. What do we got here? UW Hose Met Depose. I'm sorry? What did you do to the ladies from the University of Washington? All right. Well, we got a record with a kitty cat on it. That's nice. This is a fun, goofy show. I enjoy this show. I'm glad other people do, because otherwise I'd just be doing this to amuse myself. Which, to be fair, I am just doing this to amuse myself. Anyway, yeah, this is a record store in France in 1976. I don't know, man. Here, if we're in France, we might as well say we're in Paris. Right there. 1976 seems possible. We were, in fact, in Amsterdam. All right, but it was 1975, so good job. Well, you know, listen, we've said so many incorrect things here. You can't expect people to observe every single one of them all of the times. All right, so this place buys old gold, silver, and platinum, which is nice. They also have a complete stock of hot guns, rifles, ammunition, fishing rods, and reels. Amazing. That's the tool corner at the corner of 3rd Avenue. Okay. Well, listen, if there's a place called oh God, I'm sorry. I just saw the Sig Klein Fat Men shop. Why is this? What's going on with your buddy? Are we supposed to? I don't know what's going on with your model here, Sig Klein, but all right. So you've got artist supplies, another pawn shop, basically. So, man, this sure is a hustle and bustling neighborhood we got here. It's probably somewhere in New York, by which I mean Manhattan. It doesn't actually seem like a great idea, but so yeah, other than the United States, I do not see any immediate indicators of where we might be. Like, so you're selling rooms for rent. What's our currency here? Okay, yeah, we are getting dollar signs. So yeah, definitely the USA. It's 3rd Avenue, which doesn't help as much as you might think. We carry a complete line of secondhand musical instruments. Okay. I mean, there are other countries that use dollar signs. That's true. How many of those other countries also have, like, payday loans and pawnbrokers and gun shops and fat guy clothing stores all on the same street? Actually, come to think of it, this could be downtown Springfield, Massachusetts. This could be downtown Springfield, Massachusetts, taken literally yesterday, because I'm pretty sure that the last time I was in downtown Springfield, Massachusetts, there were, in fact, payday loan offices, pawn shops, places you could buy guns, and fat guy clothing stores. That is a true description of downtown Springfield, Massachusetts, at least as far as I remember it from the last time I was there. Fuck, man, I don't know. It sort of feels like Colorado for no particular reason. Could we be in Denver? I don't think we could be in Denver. I think this sign would be a giveaway if I could see the rest of it. This is Stuyvesant Loan Office. Okay, so that doesn't... Happy Festival? Man. Is this just one big America town in Beijing? Seems unlikely. Buddy, why couldn't you be wearing a Cincinnati Reds hat? Just give it away. Could we be in Cincinnati, Ohio? It's entirely possible that we're in Cincinnati, Ohio. Alright, that's vaguely central of the country. Here. It turns out that we're obviously, of course, in Cincinnati, Ohio. In, well, if that's West 4th Street and that's West 5th Street, clearly we need to be a little bit further east to get to what was once 3rd Avenue. So we're right here in lovely Cincinnati, Ohio in 1940. Oh. Turns out it was in fact New York City, by which they mean Manhattan, and I actually should have put much more stock into the fact that this is on 3rd Avenue. Okay. I bet you if you go to Bed-Stuy now, you would have a very difficult time finding pawn shops, gun stores, fat guy clothing stores, and fishing rods. Might be difficult. Next and last, we have a fancy little flag. I bet you if I recognized flags, this would be very easy. We have tiny children in ceremonial dress. Hi there, tiny children in ceremonial dress. Can I read your lanyard, guy? No, I cannot. Alright, Sam, you recognize flags, therefore this one was easy. Well, bully for you. Our crowd here appears to be mostly Greek Italian of some kind. Yeah, we're gonna paint with a very broad brush and just say Greek Italian of some kind, and then up here, yeah, we're gonna continue painting with that same broad, inaccurate brush. Awesome. We do have phones, but these don't appear to be ultra modern. Like, a lot of folks are shooting portrait style, which is the way you're supposed to shoot. Damn it. I say pointing at my webcam, even though nobody can see me. So a lot of people... I said portraits. I meant landscape. This way. God damn it. Hold your phone sideways when you're shooting, because you're supposed to shoot like a fucking videographer, like a person who has pride in their work. Ag. But anyway, my point is these aren't ultra-modern phones or nothing. And we still got some digital cameras going around, and apparently Sonny says this is North Macedonia, which, nice. Now, as I recall, so I broadly described these people, especially the folks in the crowd here, as being Greek Italian of some kind. And as far as I can recall, North Macedonia is somewhere over here. So, you know, I'm going to take half a win for that. Just like one entire almost half win, right? Because like Alexander the Great was Alexander of Macedon, and Macedon is like somewhere over here, isn't it? That sounds right. This all tracks. I almost know things. Now, Where exactly is Macedonia? Is there even a country? There's got to be a country called Macedonia, right? That's a place that exists. There's Turkey and Greece and North Macedonia. Holy shit! Holy shit! Wait a second. Greek Italians. North Macedonia. Home of the Greek Italians. All right. Here, let's say we're in Skopje because it's a big city. Here, we're on the outskirts of Skopje in 2014. 2015. Yay! Yay! All right, 95-43. Our final score is 40,459. That's a pretty good performance, I would say. Thank you, Sunflare Space. Holy shit, it is 8 o'clock. These games take a long time when you're goofing off and amusing yourself and not actually paying attention to shit. We need Orioles, Athletics, Reds, Atlantans, dudes who had 30 saves in the season, and dudes what were born outside the country. Let's go quickly. All right, an Oakland A born outside the 50 U.S. states and etc. is Kurt Suzuki. I think he played for the A's. Oops. Good job, Goog. Baltimore Oriole, born outside these various places, is not Takashi Saito. No, not Hideki Okajima. The right-handed one. The right-handed one. There's a right-handed relief pitcher who was very good, who played for the Orioles and then the Red Sox. And I just remembered his name, and then I just lost his name, and then I found it again. It's Koji Uehara. There. God. I could have used him for this, because he's a dude who had a 30-save season and was born outside the motherfucker. Here, let's name a shitbag. Hey, look, a shitbag. An Atlantan who had a 30-save season is... Kerry Lightenberg have a 30-save season? We'll go for the ever so slightly less deep cut and say Mark Wohlers. Mark Wohlers. I think Kerry Lightenberg was the guy between Mark Wohlers and Craig Kimbrell as the closer for the Atlantans, but I can't remember perfectly. Cincinnati Red who had a 30-save season is Rob Dibble, I hope. Cincinnati Red who played for the Baltimore Orioles is James Howard Thom. No, wait, he never played for the Reds. Joey Votto only played for the Reds. Shit baskets. Hall of Famer, 500 dingers. Great. Awesome. Sammy Sosa never played for the Reds and is not in the Hall of Fame. Eddie Murray never played for the Reds. Eddie Murphy never played for the Reds. He's a comedian. Was traded from the Reds to the Orioles. Awesome. Hall of Famer, 500 dingers, won the MVP for both. God damn it. Rafael Palmeiro was never a Red. Shit. Miguel Tejada was never a Red, and also not 500 homers and not an MVP and not in the Hall of Fame. And fuck. It's not Adam Dunn. It's not Adam Dunn. Was also a manager? God damn, dude, have a career. Have a career, this dude who was like good at stuff. Son of a bitch. All right, a Cincinnati Red who played for the Oakland A's is Pete Shurik, right? That's a correct statement. It's not correct. Okay, fine. God damn it. Curse everything. An Oakland A who played for the Atlanta Atlantans is Josh Donaldson. There we go. That's a factual statement. An Atlantan who played for the Orioles is Javi Lopez. That's a layup. Who in the ever-loving fuck is this Ori Red? Okay, a dude who had 500 homers and played for the Reds and played for the Orioles and won the MVP for both of these teams? Who the fuck won the MVP for the fucking Reds? It's not Johnny Bench. It's not Pete Rose. He wasn't a dinger guy. It's not Joe Morgan. He wasn't a dinger guy. It's not Sparky Anderson. He wasn't a dinger guy. It's not Adam Dunn. I don't think he ever played for the Orioles. It's not Ken Griffey Jr. He never played for the Orioles. It's not Cal Ripken Jr. He never played for the Reds. I still don't think it's Jim Tomei. He never played for the Reds. You know who fits the fucking square is Jose Bautista. I think. Pretty sure he doesn't fit the square. Frank Robinson. Okay, fine. Can you name all the dudes in the 500 home run club? Evidently not. I feel as though we can safely say that I cannot. All right. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. I will be back later this evening with more of Marvel's Spider-Man. We are very close to done with all of the side quests, which means, we were thinking about doing the Black Cat DLC, but I was told I should just do the Black Cat DLC after the main story. So, I don't know, it's main plot time. Given the way at which the main plot is advancing, we might be... I don't even know, man. We'll be back with Marvel Spider-Man later tonight. Have a good day. Goodbye.